Hello, welcome to another live session of Seibert Media. I have a guest today. It's Eugene Zokransky from LM Works. Hi, Eugene.
Hi, Martin. How are you?
Fine. We're going to be talking today about the JIRA structure plugin. Let me show you actually, we have a German agenda, but the rest of it will be in English. As Eugene's German isn't that good yet. But let's look at that. We're going to talk about the structure plugin and the JIRA client, which will help you to alter JIRA elements offline on the train or on the plane or something. And yeah, that's probably all I can say. Eugene, your session.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thanks very much for the opportunity to present today. So as Martin has already mentioned, I work for LM Works.
So you're responsible for...
I would like to present... Pardon?
So you're responsible for the structure plugin at LM Works?
Well, I don't do any development. My official title is knowledge keeper, so I deal with our wiki and I also do some support, and I also help prepare with other things like presentations, like today, for example.
Okay.
Well, we'll try to concentrate on the structures. It's relatively new. It's been released less than a year ago, officially on last year Planetarium Summit, and since then we've added quite a lot of new features, which I will demonstrate today. And we also do some short demo for JIRA client, but it's been around for quite a few years already, so probably those who are interested have already heard about it, but we'll do some short recap. Regarding JIRA client, just a short announcement I wanted to make is that we are currently working on the new version of JIRA client 3.0, which features a new architecture, and it will have improved performance, and we'll be able to handle really huge JIRA servers, like huge and in tens of thousands issues, and will also allow us to add some new features people were asking for. And the beta version is already available on our website, so if someone is interested, feel free to check it and give it a shot. It comes with evaluation license, and which is free until the end of August, I think. Let's start with structure. Is something new, and we are trying to tell people about it more. Besides, it's pretty cool, so I'm sure everyone will like it. So what is the structure plugin anyway? The idea came from a problem, a limitation that exists in JIRA. As you know, you can only have one level of subtasks, which for many situations is not really convenient. If you have some really huge load of work, you want to break it into smaller pieces, and then into smaller and into smaller. So the idea was to create some tool that will allow user to create a hierarchy of issues of any depth. And that's basically what it does. You have a hierarchy of issues ordered in a particular order, which can contain issues from any project and any component, any version. There are no limitations on that. You can share it with other users. You can create as many hierarchies like this as you want. It has a pretty nice UI, which allows you to work with it really, really fast. It has a bunch of synchronizers, which allow you to get information from JIRA and reflect it in some way in the structure. And do it the other way around. I will show you how it works. And it's also really nice that structure works as a separate component which does not modify data of JIRA. So if you decide that you don't want it anymore and you remove it, the only thing you will lose is the hierarchies, and everything else will remain intact. Well, the same applies. If some person wants to use structure and the other one doesn't really hurt anyone. So, can you see my screen?
Yeah, definitely.
The structure?
Yeah.
In fact, what you see is a structure. I decided not to prepare any slides today, and I just used the structure as some kind of plan for today's presentation.
Perfect.
So you can see structure in JIRA in quite a few places, and the main and the biggest one is the structure board that you can access through the structure tab over here on the top. And the structure board consists of a grid with all your issues that you want to add to your structure, arranged in a hierarchy, as you can see, and a toolbar which contains some actions you can perform with these issues.
Eugene,
yeah.
Which issues will I see when I access the structure dashboard that you have here by default? Can I choose a project? Can I choose a filter? Both? Can
Okay. Once you install the plugin, you come with an empty structure, which is called global structure, but the name can be changed to anything, and you can start adding existing issues to your structure. Like right now, this is another structure you have. You can switch between structures.
Okay.
Using this little menu here. You can create new ones, or you can manage the existing structures. I don't know, for example, this global structure, let's say, it has some basic configurations, like it has a name, you can say Mars coordination. You can set up permissions, who can view the structure, who can edit the structure. It's quite flexible, permissions.
Hold on, I got a question here from a user, and he's asking, can I also use the normal UI, or am I dependent on the new UI that comes with structure?
No. You have all the normal JIRA screens, like issue navigator, and structure comes as an additional tab. But,
yeah. Okay.
Even on this tab, you can use all the functionality of JIRA that's open. I don't know. For example, you have all the JIRA menus, all the JIRA actions here. You can access them like in a normal JIRA screen. Can you see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have JIRA shortcuts. I don't know. You can do everything you can do in any other place in JIRA. So it fully supports all the issues that already exist. All the features of JIRA that exist in JIRA. Does this answer the question?
Yeah, I do think so. And do I understand that correct, that you're kind of duplicating the editing interface of the issue navigator here?
Well, more or less, but
it's cooler.
You can say that, yeah, but it gives you many more other options. Well, and most important one being ability to rearrange issues as you want. So this is your structure, and if you share it with other users, they will see exactly the way you see it. And once you start changing it, moving issues around, the other users who have access to the structure will also see it. So the simplest things you can do is move your issues up and down. You can change the level at which this issue is. You can either use the mouse or you can use shortcut keys. So if we see this transportation to Mars issue, you can move it to
You're doing this with your keyboard, right?
Yeah, I'm using the keyboard shortcuts. There are quite a few of them, as you can see, and you can do pretty much everything using just the keyboard. And in most cases, it's much faster than using the mouse. But today, I'll be using the mouse so that you can see what's going on.
So let me try to sum that up. What you're doing here is you're giving me, as let's say a project manager or a product owner, the possibility to create my own, as you call it, structure, where I can say, okay, let me get in different issues from different projects, from maybe different clients, and have my own structure that is relevant to me as a product owner. Is that correct?
Exactly. In fact, the system is quite flexible. There are no limitations, and different people in the same project can use it for different things. Say I can have a structure for my personal backlog. I can have a structure which will show me, I don't know, the issues scheduled for the next release. For all projects, I can have a structure which will show me newly created issues. And in fact, I can set up the structure so it will add all new issues automatically to the structure once they appear, for example.
Okay, and
this is what this is what synchronizers do, and we'll get to that a bit later.
Yeah, and what I understand is there are two kind of main features or advantages that come with your plugin, and those are firstly, I can have a hierarchical structure that has more than issues and sub-issues. It can have like multiple levels of sub-issues. This is number one of advantages. And the second is it's much faster and easier to steer than the issue navigator, because I can kind of create my own structure independently from the normal JIRA user, correct?
Yeah, this is correct. Plus you can mix all the projects. And another important thing you have is that you can actually edit issues right here in the structure. Let's
show that.
You can also add some additional columns and customize the grid according to your liking. I don't know. All the controls are pretty smart. As you start typing, you can see that the fields are popping up here, and you can choose the one you want. And to edit, you just double click the cell you need and start editing right here on the spot. You just type in anything you want.
Okay, cool.
Or you can edit other fields as well, and you can see that editing is pretty smart here too. Like there is a due date field. If you enter some random value and try to save it, you will see that there is some problem with it. It says edited issue requires attention, and it notifies you that it would be nice to input real date rather than just some numbers. So let's try to do that. And even if you enter it in a slightly different format, you can see that the structure modifies it to fit the defined format for you. I'm not sure if you saw that because it was behind the video.
No. I figured out that you were. I moved your face somewhere else.
Perfect. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot.
No problem. Yeah, perfect.
You can edit the grid. You can modify it. Well, it's typical grid. You can change the width of the columns. You can substitute the column with something else.
So it's a bit like Excel on the web.
Yeah, exactly. And once you start editing, you can even move between available.
Okay, so cool. What does it cost?
This is not a good field.
Let's assume. Let's assume.
Cost you mean in terms of money? Or?
Yeah. Let's assume I'm a customer and I say, "Oh, this is cool. A new UI for mass editing my stuff. How can I get it? What do I have to install it? What do I have to pay for that?"
Okay, let me just open the page with the pricing. It will be easier. As it's a plugin, the situation is like with most plugins. Your plugin license should match the JIRA user count. If you have a JIRA server for 25 users, you need to use the structure plugin for 25 users. So you can see our current pricing on the screen.
Mm-hmm. So it's half of the JIRA price, right?
I'm not really sure about the current.
Okay. Let's read it out. That might be easier. So for 10 users, $10. For 25 users, $600. For 50 users, $1,100. For 100, $2,000, and for unlimited users, $4,000. Will you keep that, or will you change the pricing for the new JIRA Enterprise tiers?
That's more a question to our CEO, but
okay, you don't know.
As far as I know, for now, these are the prices, and at least I haven't heard of any plans to change them.
Okay, so something between $10 and $4,000 I have to pay. How do I install it?
Oh, in fact, 1 second. Oh, that's okay. You install it through you download the plugin from Plugin Exchange or from our website, and installation is pretty straightforward. We have for the plugin we have a wiki which we try to keep really up to date. So maybe it's just easier to take a look here and
yeah, perfect.
Check it out. But it's really easy.
Let's see the overview screen again.
Pardon?
There was an overview screen where you kind of summarized with arrows. This tab, installing structure, and if you go back there.
Okay. 1 second. I think just supposed to move this.
Yeah, this screen. This is nice. So, what are the yay buttons? So let's hold on. I'm gonna make this a bit bigger for people, so that they can see it on the video also. Hold on. No, I can't. Oh, maybe you can do it a bigger. Plus, Apple Plus, and then.
Okay. Maybe like this.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have current structure, drag and drop handle. Sub issues. You showed the drag and drop, right? On the left hand side, I can take the issue, and what I understood is
grab it and move it to any location.
Yeah. Okay. Sub issues indented. That we saw that. Hover over header to change it. We saw that also. Issue ops button. Get in touch. What's the yay buttons? You didn't show the yay buttons. Show us the yay buttons, please.
Okay, well, this is just the toolbar, which has some nice features like there are some predefined filters, like you can hide resolve issues from your structure. And here, well, a bunch of buttons, you just use them to move the issues around the structure. You can also select more issues than one in different places and say cut them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can paste them into another structure or move them within this structure to another location.
Okay, cool.
Actually, there are millions of pretty useful things in UI. And another thing I haven't showed you yet is the search option, which is pretty useful too. You can use it either for just searching the issues in your structure, or you can also see, once you start searching, you can also see the issues which exist in your JIRA but are not in your structure yet, and you see them on the screen, in the screen on the right, and just by dragging and dropping them to the structure, you can add them. You choose the location where you want to see it, and you just drop it, and there you have it in your structure.
Perfect.
And the search also has a GQL feature, JIRA query language. You can write some queries, which also is pretty smart. If you don't know JQL, you have the hint that shows you, okay, priority, only the ones with priority with equals, and we have major. And there you go. You see issues in your structure highlighted. And also you see issues which exist in JIRA but are not in your structure yet here on the right, and you can add them as you want. Choose the ones you need, and you just drag and drop them to your structure.
Cool.
So it's pretty fast. Okay, let's take a look at some of the features I want to tell you about. We've covered search. There are some special columns which are custom structure columns. One of them is progress, and it's also pretty nice because structure offers you an opportunity it calculates the progress of sub-issues of the issue and calculates the parent progress based on that. So, for example, okay, this one is let me find some better example. Okay, for example, here we have a spacecraft propulsion issue, which has a bunch of sub-issues. If we log some work for one of them, one for them.
Yeah, okay. Then everything changes.
The progress of the parents will be recalculated as well, and you'll get
nice overview.
Like I said here. So moving forward, there is also a new feature we've just released, which is called History. You can see what changes were done to your structure recently. We have this panel on the left, which shows if the issue has been removed, it shows you the place from which it was removed. If it was added, you can see this issue highlighted with this green ribbon showing where it is located now. If you moved it from one place to the other, well, that's not a good one. Well, you can choose either to see the initial location or the final location.
Okay.
And this history thing is also reflected if we go to the dashboard. in the activity stream, now you have also the feed from the structure that you can show in the activity stream. So you can see that I just did 3 issues to various organization. And if I click the time when it happened, I will see the history and this part highlighted, the issues that I've just added. You can see them in the structure highlight. So also we have the ability to print the structure in some decent way.
Cool.
Structure generates this kind of page, so you can print it. And also, if you want, you can export it to Excel, which also looks pretty neat. Let's take a look. Here is what you have in Excel. It's also collapsible, so it kind of recreates the structure in Excel. So if you want to share it with someone who doesn't have the structure, you still can do it. Sorry, you don't see the screen. Excel, right?
Yeah, you don't share the Excel spreadsheet yet, yeah. But
sorry. Here it is. Can you see it now?
Yeah, that's perfect now.
So you can collapse the issues the same way you can do it in the structure.
Cool.
Let's get back to once again. Okay, I'm showing both of them. So apart from the structure board, you can see JIRA. You can see structure in other places. One of them is the.
I saw it on the dashboard already.
Page. Pardon?
I saw it on the dashboard also. But go on.
Okay. So if you open the issue, you can see the structure here as well. You can hide it or you can open it. By default, it's pinned to this issue you are currently viewing, which means you just see this issue and all its children, but you can unpin it and then, well, that's not a good example. Here. You can see that from the whole structure, you only see the parents of this issue and its children. And if you unpin it, you will see the whole structure. You can also right here change and see where this issue is found in other structures. Well, but here you can see they are both colored black. It means it's not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you can add it to the structure right here on the spot, just looking into the structure. So cool. Now it's also in the moon-based structure as well, among others. Another place where you can see it is to go to the projects. We can also see the structure here. Here it will be shown with like preset criteria. It will only show those issues of the structure that belong to this project, and you can do the same operations as on the structure board. You can also open the structure from Issue Navigator. Say you run some query or issues which have the type epic, and on the search, I don't know what you found. Okay, let's try something else. And if you go to Use and select Structure, the structure will be opened with the search
okay.
query taken from the Issue Navigator.
So I can go in the issue navigator, have my filter, and from the filter I can just switch to structure and have the new UI and the possibilities you just presented, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
And
here we go, my dashboard.
there is one more place where you can see it. You can add a gadget. Yeah, you can add a gadget, and you can also add this to the Confluence. It's almost the same as a structure board. It just doesn't have the toolbar. But if you want, you can still edit your issues.
So you can also double-click it and edit them?
You can also... Pardon?
You can also double-click and edit them there, yeah?
Yeah, and also you can add both in structure boards and here, I forgot to show, you can actually add new issues right here on the spot. I don't know. It will be, new issue will be created, and it will inherit all the properties from its parent issue. So if, for example, you are starting a new project and you are going to create a bunch of tasks for the project, it's really convenient. You can just start with big ones, then create subtask, and you can do it in a few minutes, and you have the whole hierarchy ready, and then you can modify it, move them back and forth, and since it's updated immediately, other team members can also follow you and do their changes, and they will be reflected the structure immediately on their computer.
Okay,
so
cool.
It works like a nice collaboration tool. Let's take a look at some. Well, I showed you that structure has some basic properties.
Hold on, actually, I'm missing your screen. I don't see your screen anymore.
1 second.
Here we go again. Now I can see it again.
Okay, perfect. So I just opened Manage Structures tab, and as I showed you, there are some basic properties each structure has, like the name, description, and some permissions. And now I want to show you some cool feature which we call synchronizers. We have 5 of them. They allow you to reflect some particular JIRA properties in your structure. The first one is a saved filter. I think we don't have that much time, maybe, so I won't go into...
Yeah, just describe them quickly.
Yeah, I'll show some of them. The saved filter works in a very simple way. If you have a saved filter in your issue navigator, you can apply it to your structure. So you will just, I don't know. You can say, here is how you do it. You just choose the type of the synchronizer. Say a state filter.
Now I understand.
I don't have any safe spirits, that's why I can't choose it. Yeah. But the idea is that all the issues that match this filter will be shown in a structure. And for example, I have a filter, I don't know, all the issues assigned to me. And there are some options. I can, for example, say, okay, whenever a new issue is assigned to me, show it in my structure. And whenever a new issue matching the criteria of the filter is created, it will be added to the structure. And if some issue is not matching the criteria anymore, it will be automatically removed.
Okay.
Another type of the synchronizer is a subtask. This just basically will reflect your existing subtasks hierarchy in JIRA in the structure. So this might be useful if you, for example, already have hierarchy in JIRA, you just installed the structure and you want to use the hierarchy you have and then develop it further. So you can just take all this information and reflect it in the structure. Mm-hmm. And all synchronizers, they work both ways. So you can do it the other way around. If you have, for example, a structure and this subtask synchronizer, you can make JIRA create subtasks so they match, they reflect your structure. And the same thing happens with issues, with links.
Hold on, there's a question here. The question is, if you sync back the JIRA subtasks to the from the structure, how will it go for multiple levels? This is probably the right translation of the question.
Yeah, well, this, as far as I remember, it just works for the two-level structure.
So every sub and sub-task will be subtasks in JIRA, right?
Yeah. Well, because JIRA doesn't allow to have more levels.
Yeah.
So
okay.
There is nothing we can do about that.
Yeah.
Also, all the synchronizers can be run just once. So you create it and you run it. You do one synchronization and that's it, or you can make it work on a regular basis. So
yeah, okay.
Whenever there are some changes, structure will check if something should be done. So the third one is the links. So it reflects the links in JIRA in a structure. One is status rollup. It allows you to, well, the most typical one, a lot of people ask for, is the ability to resolve the parent issue once all the child issues are resolved. Okay. So you can state it here, for example. I don't know, let's take this one. Sorry. It's taking some time.
Yeah, okay, but I do think this is understandable easily.
Yeah.
So if all subtasks are fulfilled, the parent task will be fulfilled also.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not with resolving, you can set it up for any kind of workflow changes. I don't know, if you reopen all subtasks, the current will reopen, things like that. It's quite flexible. And the last one we have for now is the green hopper synchronizer. It allows you to reflect your structure in a green hopper. So here I have a green hopper page open. Let me refresh it to be sure. It both reflects the order of issues. It's synchronized, so if you change, say, I don't know, spacecraft propulsion is somewhere on the top now. So we move it to the end. Refresh this board here. It's also, you can see that it's going to the very end of the issues list. And we also do synchronization for the theme and its task included. Actually, here I have I'm not sure if you can see it. There is epic theme column in the structure board. Can you see it? Because it's in the right corner. So once you move some issue to another place, for example, let's move it under this one. Once again, let's move. You can see that. Okay, yeah. That the epic of these three issues changed as well.
Yeah.
And now it's issues belonging to epic TP7. And same thing you can see here. Well, these ones are not included in this version. But you understand the idea. So if
definitely.
there is some issue which is an epic, and you move some issues under it in the structure, in Greenhopper they will also be presented as issues under this epic. And it also works the other way. If you modify something in the Greenhopper, they will be moved in the structure accordingly to
Okay.
To match the changes.
Eugene, let's. Is there anything to add? If not, I would want to thank you for this presentation and move to the next topic. Is that okay, or is there something crucial missing?
No, basically that's more or less all of it. One thing I didn't mention is that we also have the API for the plugin available. So anyone interested you can either use the information from the structure in their own plugins, for example, or you can even add some new features to the structure plugin, and you can read all this in our wiki. There is a developer guide section which contains. Well, it's not fully updated at the moment, I think, but you can get the idea. And if you have some questions, you can always send us an email, and we'll be happy to help.
Okay.
Okay, so you would like to
Hold on.
Let's
just Eugene. Let's just make a short break here, and let's then start with the next topic, like the JIRA client. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so thanks for that. Thanks for watching. I'll stop the video recording here and see the other ones if you're interested.